true, horrific terror. Those are the words that come to mind whenever I think of this video, as this is by far the most disturbing video in the history of Fnaf VHS. Today we're walking you through Freddy Junior's Origins Part 1, scene by scene, what happens, what you see, and what you may have missed. This isn't a theory video, it's a straight up breakdown. This is a video that preys on the innocence of the Fnaf series, that preys on the disturbing nature and the true character of William Afton. A true deep dive into what he really is, a monster. The video begins in a somewhat interesting way, as we just get shots of the Freddy Pizzeria, as we instantly see the gang in an atmospheric way as the lights flicker on and off, on and off. However, suddenly we hear a scream, a cry, an ominous search for help. A kid is being murdered in the back of the pizzeria. In traditional Fnaf fashion, this is pretty normal. However, 12-man takes it in a separate direction, more disturbing than ever before. These kids are being turned into food. William Afton is not stuffing them inside suits, but simply digesting each and every one of them. We then jump to a police report, giving us a vibe of what's actually going on in the town. Instantly, the animation style is absolutely fantastic, as the models used really gives a vibe of a real life story, almost creating an image for the one in our heads. The character at the front of the table goes over what is truly going on in the story of this, a classified file showing William Afton and his true motive and his true conclusion of what's going on in this town. One quote says, "Hell, I was too scared to send my child to the bathroom alone, and when he was around." Comments made by parents around Fazbear Entertainment when William Afton was present. He wasn't just a normal person. Everyone knew there was something wrong with him.
What else? Oh, that's pretty nasty. Brighton's Great Child Abduction of 1983 and 1984. 6 children went missing, suspected to be responsible for the abduction since all disappearances occurred at his restaurant, but no evidence was found proving his involvement. Police checked the restaurant, his house, car, and other belongings, but no children's blood trace nor their DNA was found.
The tape continues to go on and go into the actual crimes that were committed, showing the absolute horror of what William Afton done to these kids.
Oh, that's interesting. The Bite of 83, an incident which resulted in William's son Ethan's death. A couple of bullies grabbed him and inserted him in Fredbear's jaw. Supposedly, such an event had a massive impact on William's sanity. Oh, and our recent infamous case, poisonings. Lab analyses confirmed the presence of various parasitic organisms in restaurant products. Also, a few of the products were stale upon arrival. Lab analyses confirmed that the parasitic organisms were genetically modified to be able to develop faster, survive in rough conditions, and efficiently reproduce. Such modified species do not appear in nature, which confirms that someone added those artificially enhanced worms to the meal beforehand.
Instantly, so far, what differentiates this video from the rest is clearly the actual production design. The characters with the personalities combined on screen really shows a level of seriousness within the town of this universe. The true nature of the police in the hunt for William Afton, in the hunt for what's truly going on. As they connect the dots, seeing what's truly going on with William Afton and Fazbear Entertainment. We then jump to October 5th, 2009. As someone's sitting in their house, watching their own computer screen. We wonder who this still is. However, the long list of documents does suggest it may be Afton or Henry. However, in this video, we eventually get the answer. We eventually come into contact with the man himself. This conversation with Henry is an absolutely masterful characteristics and creating of a character from 12 Man.
Damn it, Cole. Are you there? Oh, jeez, William. Hello. I didn't expect you to call me this late at night. Wake up, Carl. I need you to listen to me. We're screwed. And I mean, really screwed. Wait a minute. What happened? You just woke me up. I just got in the mail from the food control and a call letter from the local police station. Some cook or someone must have talked. William, wait, talked? About what? Just fucking wake up and think! mean? Carl, since I trust you the most, I want you to listen to me, okay? I want you to do exactly what I say. I want you to get rid of any evidence we may have left. You're the only one who has these jars with worms right now. Drop the contents of these jars into the acid tanks you have in your basement. After emptying these jars, wash them, and go deep into the St. Juana forest, smash them inside a plastic bag, and bury them at least 7 to 10 feet down.
Alright.
Also, fuck. You know what? Screw the client. Take Cassidy out of the freezer, dump her into the acid tank, cut contacts with the client, and dump her as well.
In the photo below, we can see Afton looks very young. However, he is anything but. He may look young on the outside, but on the inside, he's an absolute monster. We then get in to my personal favourite part of this episode, the drive home. We see someone driving, as it says 5/13/85, the 13th of the 5th, 1985. This is by far one of the most interesting parts of this series, and by far the most realistic. As we see somebody driving a car, as the sun glistens over the trees, the clouds slowly mirroring and shadowing the land below. A nice evening drive at 6 p.m. eventually gets cut short. A police officer is heard in the distance, as the driver begins to panic. The police officer pulls over the suspected driver and issues them some information. However, seems to be going well. The driver seems to get off the hook. However, we're told that there is a tail light broken and something wrong, which can be certainly fixed with a few nuts and bolts. However, the driver states that there should be something in the trunk to help him fix it, which only heightens the officer's suspicions. This is what happens.
Okay, calm down, calm down. Calm down, calm down.
Morning, partner. How you doing today?
Hello, officer. I'm doing just fine.
Great to hear. Well, my name is Officer Jacob Clyde. Could you hand over the keys and step out of the car?
All right, but, the keys? Why?
It's just a safety precaution. Normal control procedure. Don't worry.
Okay. All right, here's the keys. Let me just step out of the car real quick.
Alrighty, take your time. Is this camera rolling?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just recording a home video of me driving. I've always loved driving down this way, and I really like to watch the footage on this road for special occasions at home, you know, when I want to relax. But don't worry, I have no intention of showing this to the public, though. Just for private use.
It's all good. It's okay, I'm fine with that. You can record me and my actions all the way you want, unless you intend on showing this footage to the public.
No, I fully understand.
Okay. License and registration, please.
Yes, sure, hang on a minute. Here you go.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Thompson. You find if I just called you Carl? You can call me Jacob in return if you want.
Sure. I've never interacted with such a friendly officer before, though I'm surprised, so...
Nah, I just want this to be sort of a short and friendly conversation, you know? But I should really get to the point. All right. Do you know why I pulled you over, sir?
No. You got me. I couldn't tell you.
So in case you didn't know, first, take a look, please. You've exceeded the speed limit about 10 miles per hour, and second, your left rear light went off.
Jeez, really? Well, I've always driven the same route, and speed limit back there was always 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, unfortunately the officials decided to change the sign on the entrance to National 54 not even 5 days ago, so now the speed limit is 55 miles per hour here.
God, that's awful.
You should consider yourself lucky, honestly, Carl. Not all officers out there are as kind as me. I won't give you a ticket for the speeding, but I unfortunately have to fine you for the broken rear light. I'm really sorry, man, but that's a misdemeanor, and there's $100 and a 1 penalty point ticket for that.
God fucking damn it. I really didn't notice that. What's gonna happen now? Listen, how am I supposed to pay that?
Actually, if you do have a working spare bulb and can replace it yourself now, I might just let that slide and pretend that nothing happened. If not, head to any court within the next 7 days, show my receipt, and just regulate the fine.
Yeah, we're like, I have bulbs in the trunk.
You feeling okay, brother?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right. Could you pop the trunk for me really quick?
Okay.
Quite a large tank you have here. Can I see what's inside?
Yeah, sure. But just be prepared for a god-awful smell. Listen, I was disposing some old meat from my store, right? And I tried dissolving most of it in hydrochloric acid. But there's still little bits and pieces of the old lamb inside, so it's not gonna smell very good.
That's, quite a bizarre way of disposing old meats. I'm not gonna lie to you, you've kind of surprised me. It's like in movies with dead bodies. Am I right? What the fuck? Show me your hand!
We instantly go back to the person sitting at the desk, almost as if this is the recorded footage that they are watching. It seems to me that this may be Afton, in hiding himself. The characteristics of William Afton are something to behold, as William states he's going to vanish out of town due to the riots. He is being hunted by the townsfolk. He needs to be hidden. He needs to get out of the place. He needs freedom. We instantly cut to something very confusing. As we go to a commercial break, random community businesses are sold on screen. However, one thing is apparent, as Freddy Junior's is now appearing on screen with a new founder.
You might be wondering, is this place real?
It is, and it welcomes you. Welcomes everyone.
Junior's Genuine Pizza, where fantasy and fun come to life.
Walter Brown. Instantly, Freddy Junior's looks like the vibe of Fnaf 2, or what could be coming in part 2. as the video comes to an end. Freddy Junior's origins positions himself as a fragment, a found tape, not polished, not clean, but something discovered rather than produced. The visuals mimic an aged VHS style, static distortion, flickers, as if we're watching something we aren't supposed to see. Part mystery, part fear, all in aid of William Afton's character. The reason this style works is because it's powerful, it feels real. It's not exactly cinematic, it's not performed, it's archival. We feel like we're in the shoes of the driver in the driver sequence. We feel like we're sitting at the desk in the investigation sequence. We feel a part of the story. We aren't handed information straight, we're supposed to interpret it. Why, yes, we see factual information of what actually happened to the kids, but in the opening sequence, it is implied that they were cooked. It was implied that they were turned into food. It was never outright said. From the title alone, Origins, we understand this is not the end of the story, but only the beginning. A seed of something darker. The possible themes we can take from this video is a hidden past, that there's something covered up, forgotten, or deliberately erased from the William Afton storyline, and also the theme of psychological horror over gore. The fear lives in implication, not spectacle. We don't outright see William Afton killing these kids, it's all implied. We see the ovens begin to turn on. We hear the screams, but we never outright see anyone be murdered. However, this is not something that doesn't have any weaknesses. As for example, sometimes these stories can be too ambiguous for some viewers, along with feeling a little bit derivative to veteran horror fans, and sometimes the answers are withheld maybe too tightly. However, the strengths are the atmosphere, the spectacle, the mystery that invites deep speculation, that builds dread with absence, and not with excess gore. But even those flaws fuel conversation, and conversation fuels myth. This video exemplifies how horror has evolved online, from movies to digital nightmares, where short videos, clips, and so-called leaked tapes have communities sharing create modern mythologies. It shows how fan communities like Fnaf or Analog Horror build collaboratively, a larger universe of horror content as each video builds the world, sparking theories, sequels, spin-offs, and only exemplifying how passionate this community is for the topic. It reflects a generational shift, as many younger horror fans may prefer immersive, ambiguous horror over explicit gore. The quote-unquote less is more approach, the sound, the suggestion, the distortion, the implication, often resonates more emotionally than traditional horror tropes, which is what this video perfects. What I think the creators are trying to do is create a psychological horror experience that does not rely on jump scares alone, but builds dread through uncertainty and memory-like distortion. It also builds a myth, as if this is a fragment of a larger story. And of course, being the origin tape, hints at bigger secrets, inviting the audience to be more engaged, and also to dig deeper. Not only that, but also creating a shared horror experience, made for the community rather than the mainstream audiences, encouraging discussion, speculation, and communal fear. In that sense, it's less about the scares now, and more about the haunting you later. Once you close the video, the ambiguity and unanswered questions linger. The scene and implication of kids being cooked alive sits beneath the viewer's mind, and certainly sat beneath mine. The video seems designed to evoke fear, discomfort, or paranoia. The use of found footage tends to blur the line between fiction and what if this really happened, which makes the horror more psychological and resonates with the viewers themselves. The invitation of speculation and interpretation tends to leave gaps, unexplained noises, distorted visuals, ambiguous events that invites viewers to theorize. What's going on? Why did that actually happen? Is this supernatural, or is this just a glitchy, corrupted tape that we were never supposed to see? However, this video really appeals to the niche fan audience, as the community that references seems to treat it like scary lore, a modern digital landmark. The mood is unsettling. Through disorientation and fear of the unknown, it likely uses the video and audio cues to subvert safety. The sudden noises, flickers, uncanny imagery, and unexpected transitions trigger that lingering dread. The reality blurring effect makes viewers question whether it's just a horror video, or if this really actually happened within the universe, or is this alone something that was actually found. Some viewers may interpret this as something absolutely horrifying, some may not find it scary at all, but that's the beauty of the horror community. This to me is by far the best interpretation of the horrific nature of the Fnaf universe, but also putting its own spin on it, creating a horror that is something that we've never seen before, implying that William Afton was not just a kid killer, but an absolute monster. This characterization of William Afton is something we've never seen before. While yes, he has been something that's absolutely horrifying, but this is something completely different. This is a character who's truly disturbed, and this is someone that could never, ever be let out of your sight. Blender and animation design is something to behold, as Meme Bear for rendering and Spectre for Blender Help 4 12-man have absolutely smashed it. The collaboration between multiple horror creators is something that's so intriguing to see. Multiple viewpoints, multiple interpretations, all collaborating for one specific story. And that is the beauty of horror. This video is a staple within the Fnaf universe, a staple within the Fnaf community. Made over a year ago, we're still eagerly awaiting part 2, as the trailer also released over a year ago, and then delved into silence. Myself as a viewer, I'm so intrigued to see where this video actually turns out. How disturbing will the story truly go? However, that is something we just have to wait for. That is the beauty of Five Nights at Freddy's Junior Origins Part 1.